Okay, welcome. The ads should be over now. Yes, Jonah, I'll allow you to get your 24 cents supporting this small business, you know, your advertiser's fee. Tell me, how loud is the background music? Is it too loud in terms of me speaking over this? These are the real important questions. Well, welcome everybody to my stream here. We are going to be working on a bunch of stuff, world building, ttrpg writing, and today I am starting work on an adventure module that I want to write for SHADOWDARK. Eventually, long term, we'll get it put together in a PDF and everything like that, but this is working on the adventure outline and kind of getting started. It'll be definitely a multi-level adventure with some depth to it, but the goal is hopefully each of the sections someone could pick up and just run as a one-shot, and it would fit great in kind of any campaign. You could just drag and drop it, essentially. I'm going to turn down the music slightly because I do not know how loud it is or not, but it looks, in the levels right now, it looks fine, but we'll have to see. So, wow, the delay in YouTube compared to Twitch is way longer. That's crazy. Okay. So, first things first, I have an idea of the world is slowing down to this inexorable crawl, and the days and nights in equal measure are getting longer and longer, and the rotation of the planet is even slowing down. And there is concern among everybody throughout the lands what would happen if it were to stop and the world just stopped spinning. And this isn't something just happening in terms of the days and nights from a astronomy sense, but also time itself is breaking down. And there is this place, this kind of nexus. I'm not sure if in terms of the initial adventure hook, it's going to be some prophecy that the adventurers heard about, or what exactly is going to be the initial hook. But my wonderful dog's barking in the background. Hopefully that's not too loud. But they are sent to this place, and there are many other people sent to this place as well that are wanting to stop this and have time return to the way that it's supposed to be. And I have an idea of it being this essentially rift kind of within these old mountains, maybe mountains that till recently either weren't explored at all or maybe didn't even actually exist here in this place and time. So this new kind of tumor upon the land that the adventurers are going into to hopefully set things right with what is currently going on. So, this place, first off, in terms of a name, I am thinking the Forgotten Fell. Fell is like an archaic term for mountain in Nordic. So that's what we'll have as the name of the place that they're having to venture into. But first I do want to make sure to iterate the lines. Days and nights lengthen in equal measure. The world holds its breath. Afraid of what it will mean if time ceases all together. Okay. I like that. We'll work on that in terms of something evocative, but for me, that's definitely going to be a good idea to kind of keep in mind for the stakes, I guess, and also narratively the pressure that the player should hopefully be experiencing through this. Okay. So, actually, I always forget the different obsidian commands. Just trying to make this a little slanted. No way. Ads again? Dude. It says pre-rolls are off for 52 minutes. Don't know why it's doing that. Guess that'll be some troubleshooting to figure out. Okay, there we go. Boom. All right. You cry. I'm crying in the club right now. It's okay, Jonah. Let your tears out, Choppa J. You do an ad for Choppa J every 2 minutes for a Prime sub. If I could do targeted ads for a singular person, I would gladly do that. But I think a ad every 2 minutes would murder my stream probably. But, you know, I guess there's only one way to find out. Okay. It's crazy when my sub button says resub. So you're not sub now, huh? Yeah. Well, man has a point. Yeah, throw ads at this guy. You know, he might deserve it. He might deserve it. Lixes. Adventurers are told of a recent prophecy that a new mountain range, either long forgotten either lost to time or memory. That sounds better. That a new mountain range either lost to time or memory. I resub for 2 months and I get no alert. Wow, in my opinion. Yeah. Weird. I don't know. Wait, what? You did? How are the alerts not running? It literally says the alert box is up. I'm so confuzzled. I hate the troubleshooting for this stuff sometimes, to be honest. How did you not get an alert? I have no idea. I'm gonna run a little test thing right now. Dude, that was me running the test alert. I have no idea. Zero idea why it didn't show yours. Yeah. It's a mystery to me. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. Huzzah! Troubleshooting at its finest. So adventurers are told of a recent prophecy that a new mountain range, either lost to time or memory, has once again shown itself on the land. Far to the north. It lies, yeah. Lies far to the north. Referred to by all as the Forgotten Fell. Okay. So, thank you for the sub. Appreciate that. I think I can... Ooh, let's see. Is this gonna do it? Oh, look! Cool. I can make a run again. Huzzah. There you go. There's another one for you. I'm just gonna hit that every 15 minutes so people think, you know, it's like, wow, so many people are using Amazon Prime subs. Huzzah. Huzzah indeed. Okay. Lies far to the north, referred to by all as the Forgotten Fell. Now the noise is just constantly playing. What is happening? I don't know. Okay. So, let's see. A pass deep into the mountain has opened. Some recent earthquake or other event has caused this not a crevasse, but I guess this cavern. Cavered into the veins of the earth to lie bare. The path deep in the mountain has opened. Due to some recent earthquake or other event. No. What are other names for earthquakes? I just can't think right now. There have to be other. It's like an old term for earthquake. I guess the earth, like rending, but let's see. Tremor. Yeah, okay. Quake. Just quake by itself. That functions too. Recent tremor. Recent unceasing tremors have torn pathway deep into the mountain. Lies of the earth here bare for any who would dare to enter. Okay. Adventurers are told of a recent prophecy that a new mountain range, either lost to time or memory, has once again shown itself on the land. It lies far to the north, referred to by all as the Forgotten Fell. Recent unceasing tremors have torn a pathway deep into the mountain, leaving the veins of the earth here bare for any who would dare to enter. Bear dare, it almost rhymes too much, but I don't know. Kind of, in terms of more evoking an older style adventure, I do think that might be a good thing. I'll come back to that. That's not a big deal. Okay, so within... So the whole idea within this place, within the Forgotten Fell, time does not function normally how it does in the rest of the world, and it's, you know, representing this core cancer that is causing the time to slow down and just this entropy of existence. And I want to have essentially just different like pockets and places within where it's on like the edges of reality, where the lines between what's real and not kind of blur, and the towns and people or kind of parts of dungeons that are being interacted with by the players going through this are throughout all different parts of this world's history. So things much further back in antiquity are the things that's like, this looks off. Like, it looks like it should be the civilization from maybe 100 years ago, but it's like this civilization never existed. And different things like that in terms of monsters, things that the world has never seen or maybe has just been forgotten to time, but has found a home in this strange place. In many places, the veil seems to tear, and to distinguish what is real or not becomes more difficult the deeper one goes in. To be able to, yeah, let's do that. In many places the veil seems to tear, and to be able to distinguish what is real or not becomes more difficult the deeper one goes in. I'm just going to say the veil tears, not it seems to tear. Okay. Many different factions have interest in the Forgotten Fell. Those who wish to stop this process, time slowing to a halt, and others who wish to use this power for their own malignant pursuits. Okay. Bam. Adventurers are told of a recent prophecy that a new mountain range, either lost to time or memory, has once again shown itself on the land. It lies far to the north, referred to by all as the Forgotten Fell. Recent, unceasing tremors have torn a pathway deep into the mountain, leaving the veins of the earth here bare for any who would dare to enter. Within the Forgotten Fell, time does not function as it usually does. In many places, the veil tears, and to be able to distinguish what is real or not becomes more difficult the deeper one goes in. Many different factions have interest in the Forgotten Fell, those who wish to stop this process of time slowing to a halt, and others who wish to use this power for their own malignant pursuits. Okay. Cool. That is solid outline for the beginning. Now there is, first off, when initially entering, there is going to be a town kind of closer to an outpost, and we're gonna name it Last Breath, which is definitely supposed to kind of be like the last breath of like relief in a way, or could be the last like dying breath of life, as the people on this world would know it. Okay, so I wanted to evoke something older. It's a standard kind of medieval fantasy. We could go for something kind of Roman or Greek-esque or Egyptian would be good too. I think Egyptian might be the best. We can work on that for sure. So all right. I guess. Yeah, okay. We'll go with this. All right. After half an hour of dark, twisting tunnels leading ever deeper into the earth, light is seen ahead. A strange pale green. Strail pale green reflects off the deeper tunnel walls. Pale green light, we'll specify that. I guess you don't have to. Reflects off the deeper tunnel walls. Passage finally opens up. And an outpost of some kind comes into view. Okay. Strange pale green light reflects off the deeper tunnel walls. The passage finally opens up, and an outpost of some kind comes into view. This architecture is old. Strangely seems well kept. You notice the black, I guess the dark walls of this cavern aren't walls at all, but an absence of anything. The edge of this outpost is lined in lanterns, all casting light, the same green color. Their light spills into the nothingness beyond. A strange sense, dread, soaks into your bones. Okay, cool. Within this outpost, there are some people knowing about. There is, I mean, they would be using, yeah, I guess we could do stone buildings primarily, because if it is this kind of culture, maybe having built whatever into stone, so, yeah, okay. So there are a few. But even with this ancient architecture, so there are a few buildings here, but even with this ancient architecture, you can make out, seems to be an inn of some sort. Stone architecture. You can make out what seems to be an inn of some sort, and a few As the party walks in, I guess we say as players. As players walk in, the residents seem to pay them no mind. As the players walk in, the residents seem to pay them no mind. As if they are not the first outsiders that have been here recently. Okay, so first let's iron out these buildings. So okay. Make sure. All right. Cool. The inn. What's that one? It's like the inn at the end of the world or something. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what I'm thinking of. Okay. So. Names. Let's... So... Do like Broken Wing or something like that. Actually, let's have it to do something with the lanterns or the light. Okay. It's funny. Light's Hope came into mind, but it's like Light's Hope Chapel on World of Warcraft, but stuff can be referential and it cannot be bad, but let's do something else. Light. You could do waxing light. Of course, I type in waxing light synonyms instead of just waxing. Let's see. I'm trying to waxing light. Okay, maybe we could just do... I'm taking too much time on this. the torn tapestry. Don't know. Not in love with that at all. So that's definitely something to work on. Okay. But we can have the owner. Let's have the tavern keeper as a man completely wrapped in bandages. Tavern keeper is a man completely wrapped in bandages and head to toe. I'm thinking, don't want this tavern keeper to be like actually mute functionally. Let's actually maybe just have his arms completely wrapped in bandages. Completely wrapped in bandages. What kind of mask? I think a mask of bronze. It's a bronze mask. I just want him to be unique. And I think, yes, kind of mummy vibes. Big mummy vibes with the wrapped up arms, you know. And then wearing a bronze mask. Okay. So, we're going to go through. Let's do a moon. Okay. Amun the Tavern Keeper is a man whose arms are completely wrapped in old bandages and wears a strange bronze mask. He's welcoming of outsiders, as they usually pay him. Well. I'm kind of thinking, you know, yes, usually pay him well, but does this place even have any money anymore if they've been trapped in this kind of loop? But I guess some of them might venture out. Yeah, that's a fair possibility. Okay. He informs them of dangers venturing beyond last breath, deeper into the pathways. I do want another term for the path. So the Forgotten Fell is the name of the place as a whole. I do want some term for the pathways in between these, like, time separated nebulous areas. Informs them of dangers venturing beyond last breath and deeper into the pathways beyond. Also informing them explains the light source around last breath. I think calling it explains the light source around last breath is keeping them safe from the all-consuming darkness, yes, but explains the light source around last breath is keeping them safe from the all-consuming. From the void, pressing in all sides. Explains the pale green light source around last breath is keeping them safe from the void, pressing in at all sides. It lets the players know that they can purchase this shard light. Purchase some shard light. If they plan to venture any further. Okay, so moon does not. Okay. Let's do bullet points for this actually. Moon does not recall cause this outpost drive here. Moon does not recall what caused this outpost to arrive here, but he knows that once everyone here, every building, but he knows that everyone here in every building used to be within Great Desert. Many of the people here believe this was punishment from their gods. While others believe Okay. I think, yeah, it's kind of dynamic that I want. Players can find many manner of drink here, and things like that, yeah. Actually, let's go to this and then patrons. Patrons of note. Okay. So let's do horse. One of the few residents in Last Breath. I guess few native residents. One of the few native residents in Last Breath that ventures beyond. Explores for supplies and will occasionally horse. Is an older man and one of the few natives in Last Breath that ventures into the beyond. I guess we could do into the deep. I don't know. He explores for supplies and will occasionally I think Horse is an older woman, actually. Makes more sense lore-wise. How? What? Please? Okay, cool. Horse is an older woman. One of the few native residents in Last Breath that ventures into the beyond. She explores for supplies and will occasionally battle strange monsters that lie there. There you go. Horace is an older woman now. She explores for supplies and will occasionally battle the strange monsters that lie beyond there. For being trapped in this place beyond time, she was soothsayer? I think that's what I want, yeah. Yeah. Before being trapped in this place beyond time, she was a soothsayer in the outpost. People passing through visit her. To receive their fortunes. Sleuth? Sleuth Slayer? No, Sooth. You made me think I typed it wrong. I did not. Soothsayer is like an oracle. People passing through would visit her to receive fortunes. Yeah, not a Sleuth Slayer. She has to venture deeper into the beyond, and there's where she slays the rare, strange, timeless monsters called the Sleuths. Let's do here to hear their fortunes. Okay. But here, this place. Yeah, she's going out slaying sleuths. Being here in this place, it's giving her access to magic she didn't have before. How she defends herself in the beyond. Okay. Well, who else is going to keep the streets clean? That's true. That's true. Probably this ever-present darkness, you know, but I guess that's where they would reside. The sleuths. That's why Japan and Netherlands have such a problem. Because they don't have old lady sleuth slayers. Interesting. Okay. Alright, Jonah. Chop it J. Help me think of a good name for her husband. This is your moment. We're going for Egyptian vibes, so that does matter. Also, he's a scholar. He goes to Haggis. Horus and Haggis. Horus, Egypt, not Ireland. That is correct. That is right. You keep cooking, alright? Husband is a scholar. Jebediah. Not bad. Okay. I'll take that. Her husband, Jebediah, is a scholar who used to be a professor before being outcast and moving. Horse. Boggers indeed. Her husband Jebediah is a scholar, used to be a professor before being outcast and moving with Horus to this outpost long ago. He will accompany her on her journeys and will note down the different areas and denizens within the beyond. He is one of the most knowledgeable. How did I? Oh, I missed A. Okay. He's one of the most knowledgeable here on creatures present. Different areas and denizens beyond. Okay, I'm gonna say one of the most knowledgeable residents, just in general. Sounds good. Oh my gosh, the desktop audio is non-existent. Make it too quiet. The music is just like having it at the right level, so confusing. I'll try to up it a little. And now I gotta put it down probably. Okay. Well, we'll see how that is. I'm gonna watch this recording and be upset, I'm sure. Okay, so he's one of the most knowledgeable residents here. Let's just do that. Okay. And then... let's do kind of like Hans. I have mine set really low and I'd say perfect volume right now. Okay, cool. I turned it up a little, just the music, but yeah. Because in the OBS thing it was showing like it was all the way to the left. And I was like, what? But it's probably as it's going through different songs. Certain songs are louder than others. At least the volumes, like my vocal volume is coming through good. Okay, so this one we're doing a kind of German-esque name. Okay, sick. Awesome. Appreciate that, Choppa Jet. Just waiting for you to legally change your government name to Choppa J, you know. I'm thinking of Jacob or Hans. This is like not a German-inspired name. I guess Hans is good. We'll do Hans for now. Hans is an outsider. Hans is an outsider and a mercenary by trade. I'm gonna say that he is I'm scared of whoever has the Choppa J user. That's funny. Why? Why are you feared? IDK, how much though? Oh, yeah. Yeah, if you're gonna try to buy it. I get that. You just have to, you know, I don't know. If you get cancer and then are a Make-A-Wish kid, then ask for it as your Make-A-Wish thing. Boom. He'd heard stories of the Forgotten Fell. Had a mage tell him. Perfect. Already in motion. That's funny. Hans is an outsider and a mercenary by trade. He'd heard stories of the Forgotten Fell and had a mage tell him that relics that lie within could allow him to tire for life. The mage tell him that the relics that lie within could allow him to retire for life. Let's retrieve them. mercenary by trade. He had heard stories of the Forgotten Felon and had a mage tell him that the relics that lie within could allow him to retire for life. Now all he has to do is retrieve them. He is willing to do by any means necessary. Back. Look at that. I just was getting my rocks off, you know, punishing my sole viewer. You know, I think so. We're gonna work on this definitely when we come back. So patrons of note that are in this tavern, essentially, I'm gonna see if I'm still vibing with the torn tapestry. Which actually, I think that's pretty good. And then there is going to be a shop there. And then we'll kind of fill out some miscellaneous buildings. Not miscellaneous, but other stuff. Like I want, like, maybe there's just a residential building, but the person that's there is an alchemist, something like that. Then after this, it's essentially the first actual dungeon section that they'll be going into. But I do want the town kind of as a home base and to somewhat set expectations a little bit and to build a bit of, you know, dread, but also give some clues and things like that to the players as well if they decide to thoroughly go through things here. So thank you, everybody that came by and checked out the stream. I do plan on, once I have kind of more content put together for the writing thing, I'm gonna be editing things together and then actually making some long form YouTube videos. But it's not gonna be stream VODs. It's gonna be more of a written script and things like that. So anyway, until next time, you guys have a good night. Peace.